Well, news just coming in from the Supreme Court, and Arunachalam Vaidyanathan joins us on the phone line. Vaidya, the Supreme Court saying the government cannot make Aadhaar mandatory for extending welfare scheme benefits?
Exactly. In fact, Mr. Shyam Diwan, senior advocate who is for the petitioners, wanted a speedy hearing of this Constitution bench case on Aadhaar. But Supreme Court headed by bench Chief Justice said that they will look into it whether they can advance the hearing. But he made it very clear, saying that Aadhaar schemes cannot be made mandatory for social welfare schemes. But for other schemes, nobody can stop government from making it. For example, opening bank accounts and other issues where the social schemes are not involved. The Supreme Court said our order is very clear, earlier order, saying that for social welfare schemes, the government cannot make Aadhaar as a compulsory. But for other schemes, we can't stop government making it. So it's very clear as per this bank accounts and license, even PAN card, it's not a social welfare scheme. So the mandate from the Supreme Court right now is, which is reiterating its old order, only on social welfare schemes, Aadhaar can't be made mandatory.
Did the Supreme Court say anything about setting up a 7-judge bench to hear the pleas against Aadhaar?
In fact, the petitioner argued saying that daily the government is coming with some sort of order saying that making mandatory Aadhaar. But the Supreme Court, I wanted the hearing to be fast-tracked so that the Constitution bench can go into the legality of the issue. But court making it very clear, only social scheme you have said, but let's look into it. There are other important cases. First we will deal with it and we will take up the Aadhaar case.
Whether you were mentioning that the Supreme Court has made a similar observation on welfare schemes and the Aadhaar earlier as well.
Exactly. In fact, when the Aadhaar case came here, validity was questioned. At that time, the Supreme Court made a very clear order saying that government cannot compel anyone making Aadhaar, asking them to produce Aadhaar card who are availing of the social benefits. For example, whatever the government gives grants and social welfare schemes to villages, number of schemes are there. Under schemes, the government cannot insist on Aadhaar. It can't be made mandatory. So same thing today, Chief Justice is saying that our order is very clear. We have already said that Aadhaar can't be insisted or made compulsory for social welfare schemes. For others, we can't stop the government making it mandatory.
Arunachalam Vaidyanathan reporting on the Supreme Court, which is saying that the government cannot be stopped from using Aadhaar in other schemes like opening of bank accounts, but it can't make it mandatory for welfare schemes. We'll get you more on that developing story.